So hello, for the folks who don't know me in the room, I know a few people in the room. My name is MarcWoods, and I know I hit the mic, I apologize. And I am running a program at the moment called the Going Mobile Technology Advocates Program. So it's connected to, obviously, the Going Mobile initiative as well as Fit for the Future as part of the introduction of technology into the stations. So, as it says there, to go boldly. Now, I want to ask, any Star Trek fans in your room? Original Star Trek? Have you seen the new ones?
Yeah.
The films are good. The new films are good. J.J. Abrams did a good job, no? Not that I'm a chronic Star Trek fan, but I'm just saying. So, I'm sure you've heard the intro to Star Trek, the whole to go boldly where no man's gone before. I say in some ways, I think TFL's on a bit of a Star Trek journey with the devices it's introducing. And I'm not saying it because it's technology, and I'm saying it because of the type of technology it is. Consumer available technology for enterprise or corporate purposes is a very different model than many other organizations try. If you look at places like FedEx, or if you go to a warehouse or places like that, they've had handheld technology for years. But those devices only do very limited things. This is giving somebody the power of, technically, you know, a little mini computer in their hand that they can download different kinds of apps and do all kinds of other things on. So it's a whole different technology introduction model. So with that in mind, kind of looking at the way you had to engage with the staff to introduce that technology, you'd have to do it different. You'd have to go bold with it, right? So as part of that process, I kind of looked at, well, how had TFL done it before? I'm new here. I'm only been here 2 years. And in initially looking at even naming it, I didn't want to call them champions. I chose to call them advocates, because I wanted to sell the message of advocacy as part of the process. Advocating for the business that technology is coming, but also them advocating to their colleagues that they should try this, because technology is not a bad thing. So with that being said, and when we launched, I think we got 100 and something people in the first 2 days to sign up, which is an amazing number of people, because we were looking for 200. I wasn't sure how many we get, but to get to that number to show interest in that shorter period of time, I said, well, you know, these people are obviously really keen to be heard, right? So you have to be willing to be open to listen to them. And not only just listen to them, but actively hear what they have to say. Because if you have that much interest come at you so quickly, you know people are going to be chomping at the bit. They're ready. They're anxious. But obviously they're very disparate. But 270-something stations, 9 zones, all over London. So we have to look for some means of engaging with them electronically. Again, to sell the use of the device, so you need to encourage people to use it, giving them something useful on it. So we chose to introduce Yammer as a tool, because there was nothing else, and I just asked the question. So, and I said to them initially, if you get on it and you don't like it or don't find it useful, we'll bin it and find another tool. But they engaged, they took with it, they've made that Yammer group the most interesting thing on Yammer at TFL, genuinely. And when I say interesting, I mean they ask questions daily, they'll chase me for stuff, they talk amongst themselves, they support each other on it. A guy in Uxbridge will have a problem, somebody else somewhere else will log on and say, actually I had the same issue, or if you do this, you'll solve the problem you have. Reducing me having to engage, and also getting them involved in the process of actively advocating for the use of technology amongst themselves, which could then potentially mean that when everybody has them, these guys will know they can ask a question quickly and get a response. But that listening piece, that listening and hearing piece, was real key also for them to know that somebody inside the organization, like myself, who's representing it, was listening to them, and I could take what they were saying and pass it on to folks. So I've had stuff that I needed done, and I asked Tunde in the back there if he could help me out, and he'd respond. I've had stuff where Dean Holler is the sponsor for the project. I've asked Dean, based on something I've said, Dean's been able to go and ask a question and get me a response. So, and that active listening and hearing what they're saying, to me also has bred a level of empathy in what's happening out there. Because I wouldn't have known. I don't know what it's like. I've never worked in a station. So I needed to be able to understand that quickly. So that level of empathy, again, and I think they see that in the way I engage with them, has helped in terms of building trust and making them feel that them being open, them being honest, will get them a response. Be it sometimes a negative one, saying actually you want something, we can't give it to you, and these are the reasons. But at least they know why. At least they were told something, and that is key, really, really key to the process. So that open honesty, that boldness, that empathy, I think are kind of some of the things that have helped to make the Going Mobile advocacy program a nice functioning community so far. Now, as you could tell by the fact that I'm moving around and gesticulating so much and so on, that I'm generally very passionate about this. And I think the last thing that you should take away from being involved in any kind of change process is that whoever's driving the change or whoever's initiating that change has to be really, really passionate about it. Because to do change is about doing things differently. Change is about, as it says here, everybody going this way, but you have to be willing to go the other way, right? And if you're not passionate about going in that direction, you're going to lose in the end. And that passion requires belief. I believe that introducing technology in the organization is a good thing. I believe anybody that uses tech in the right way can get value from it. So that's why I feel that this is a genuinely fascinating project. It's probably the best gig I've had in my life. And that's actually no joke. I'm serious. So I say to you to go, to go boldly, do it differently, be open, genuinely be open, and listen, and not just listen, but actively hear what they're saying and be able to do something with people is a genuine part of making change work. And as I say, be empathetic and be passionate about what you're doing, because if you have no empathy and you have no passion for the change, it's never going to work. So that's my little piece to say. Thank you.